Objection!
Hi, Blue Badger. He stares into your soul. He sees all your sins.
I am the Blue Badger. I witness all your sins. I am the Blue Badger. Forfeit your soul.
Oh, the white cloth is gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Jake Jack Jim Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. This is exactly what I said happened. You crawled under the camera.
Order, order! It would seem that's the only. Hold y'all horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man.
Really? Really? How? How?
It's so much dumber.
What?
It's so dumb.
What do
you need to continue.
So what if my locker was open? That don't mean I'm the one who opened it.
Yes, it does. Edgy.
The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in.
Oh my god.
It's not my fault he happened to choose mine.
I forgot you didn't know about the fucking fingerprint scanning.
Fucking idiot.
You fucking idiot. Well, that's one thing you have in common with a Texan. Ha 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 ha! Fuck Texas. That's my official stance.
Sandy Cheek's gonna fucking destroy you.
Cool. I've seen so much porn of her and SpongeBob on my Facebook. It's disturbing.
I know, and you keep putting it in the group chat.
If I have to see it,
Just
you have to
don't
see
use
it.
Facebook.
Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man?
Because you're an idiot, Jake Marshall. This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really is dumb.
He's a genuine article.
I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker.
Oh yeah, I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker, now prove it.
There we go. Take this.
Fingerprint sensor.
Is he holding tobacco in his hand?
Or jerky, I'm not sure which.
It's fossilized poop. Or not fossilized. Well, technically. Yeah, it's dried. I don't know. It's awful. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to.
Well, what kind of crazy talk is this? Is that Patrick Boyven fella around? He's staying very powerful.
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious.
I wish my bit about doing
There are
this.
even some people on the force who don't know about the fingerprint locks.
Hey, Angel, listen, if you think that my bit where I read the lines for flashbacks is good, just let us know, please.
Nick.
Thanks, buddy.
The goal of a joke should not be, hey, I'm gonna do this bad. That's your intention. It's fucking...
Let's get your opinion on this, Angel.
I don't like that you're
Thank
doing
you.
this. I don't like this.
We have a fan. So, Sheriff,
I don't know about a fan.
what do you have to say
watching
in 8 words or
videos.
less? Okay, marathoned everything in like 3 days.
I guess. I don't know.
It's a lot, dude. I'm trying to eat this poop.
I only got one word for y'all, partner. No!
Wow. That was impressive. I feel bad because that was pretty decent.
Order, order, order! Witness, explain yourself.
And I was specifically talking shit about his acting abilities, but
If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard.
I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime? God, that's some tough jerky.
Yeah. That's my experience eating jerky. It's fucking tough as shit, and I can never eat it right, and it just look like a fool.
Olay, please answer the question.
Wow, Judge.
With milk.
You really put that middle school Spanish class you took to the test.
They didn't have middle school when I was a boy.
What is he now, a bullfighter? We're just going to ignore his age. That's all right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here.
We can?
Have a look at these floor plans. Every time I do it, summons a stand. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so,
then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion.
Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
Wait, which one's K? Killer.
Yeah.
Killer is Meekins.
Yep.
Victim is... And he threw him over here. And then he was over here, I guess.
Oh my god.
I might be...
Are you having a stroke? Am I having a stroke? Are we both having strokes?
Okay, so it's not about where they are, right? Okay, so Marshall is here. And I'm just showing them where Marshall is supposed to be, right? Not where he had to be for me not to see him on the camera.
Yes.
Okay, see, that's where I was confused. I was like, is he asking about why Marshall wasn't in the foot? Like when...
Everyone still thinks that's Goodman, so you're just trying to tell them that that's what Marshall...
How is that even a question anymore?
It's the game has to get... You have to... The judge is slow.
Officer Marshall was standing right here.
There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
We even covered that it wasn't even Goodman earlier. I'm not reading that line because I said it already. I believe the victim in the video is Officer I already said this line. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman, you fucking asshole. Fuck you.
But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene.
Edgy, a fucking costume? Really? You dress up like a good prosecutor.
Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure.
May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman? He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted, which was to pull a fucking knife!
When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir!
Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? I'm much sexier and more attractive in my memories.
He suddenly pulled a knife on me, sir!
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his fucking ID card, why didn't he just fucking show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
But he didn't look like the picture on it. I mean, the answer is simple. He couldn't show it because he didn't look like the fucking picture on it. Edgy, come on. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. God damn it. Officer Meekins wouldn't have realized that Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman, or I guess I should actually say anybody but Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say about this, Officer Marshall? Does Officer Meekins ever show up in another game? You already told me no. Yeah, I forgot he died of sepsis.
Y'all got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that, called circumstantial evidence.
Circumstantial evidence? You fucking idiot!
Y'all gonna have to do better than that to break a detective.
You literally...
Unless y'all have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I'd care for your beard, but y'all don't see me complain.
You have a knife in a courtroom! That's like that whole... What was it? It was like a Judge Judy fucking thing where it's like, the defendant claims that... Or the pointing the finger guy claims that the defendant stole a Miami Dolphins t-shirt from him. And the dude comes to fucking court wearing the t-shirt that he stole. I fucked up that reference, but I'm sure whatever.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who the fuck am I kidding? I don't have anything like that.
I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems y'all the only one who can't take the desert heat.
Only one. You
Only
can't
one.
take the desert heat either, Marshall. Fuck you. I wish we had face cams, because I'm absolutely staring at his fucking character, telling him a very serious fuck him. Act, this can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the fucking one. Why doesn't anybody else understand? Everybody here needs to know. It's...
Well, then prove it.
It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed.
Edgy, what the shit? Sorry. I know we're at work right now. We'll talk about this when we get home.
I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out.
Oh, you mean
when you
you're-
run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
Are you talking about your murderous fucking mentor? The one who killed your dad? Sorry. I'm just really testy today.
You're really testy every day.
For me, that was the only thing used to tell me.
Stop just saying today.
No, Phoenix.
Try thinking outside the box.
Phoenix is the one who's apologizing to Miles for being especially testy today. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that he came about because he was... Or evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
Why do you think this locker was open in the first place?
To put the
What do you
goddamn
mean?
jacket in there.
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime, yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
Because it had blood on the jacket.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Fucking jacket. Purpose of video is the key to all our answers questions. I don't have any evidence, so the video is my only shot.
Very well, let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness opened his locker.
Okay, where's it gonna be? It's gonna be like right there. Okay, just to make sure, it's gonna be like right here-ish. God damn it. Oh, I was so close though. I kind of want to fast forward sniper shot it, like 360 no scope it, but
You're dumb.
for some reason you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman and enter the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet.
Yet.
Yeet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a fucking knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat.
You couldn't just walk the fuck out, so you hid the coat in your locker.
No bad, partner.
You don't get to call me Pard, you stupid son of a bitch. The only person who gets to do it is the handler. Fuck you. Fuck you, Jake Marshall.
Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all.
No, you're just stupid.
I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if y'all were only half as persistent then as y'all are today,
You would have realized that I was the murderer and you wouldn't have sentenced an innocent man to murder death. His blood is on your hands.
we all wouldn't have to be here now, would we?
Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it.
All right. It seems the time has come.
Marshall's Confession, Part 1 of 5.
I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die.
Marshall's Confession, Part 2 of 5.
I stole the detective's ID card and dressed like him. I plan to take out the evidence.
No longer continuing the marshal's detectives. Whatever. The bit's
I
dead.
wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. Managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room.
Yeah, Beacons is a bleeder. This is
If no
bean
one
juice.
was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor.
It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Let what die?
Do y'all even have to ask, partner?
The SL9 incident.
2 years have passed since the case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I had anything to do with it.
Is Marshall being a hero?
That incident's not over.
But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room?
When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time.
To figure out why the killings continued after we killed the killer.
No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine.
But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that evidence. Why does he care so much about it?
That day was my last chance. That's why
Why did you disguise yourself as that good?
if I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security system. And the detective's ID card?
I
I
stole it.
stole that the morning of the incident.
So that really was why Goodwin was filling out that lost item report.
I returned his ID card.
To his corpse.
I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot.
So you're
already
right.
knew
He did
that.
return it to his corpse.
The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. I called that way back. Too.
Yeah.
So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do y'all mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself.
But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door.
What
That
a
means
coinkydink.
Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall, which is why there are... Nope. You pulled a knife on fucking Meekins?
Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year.
Does Edgeworth, like, decide everybody's fucking pay?
Prosecutors have some pull in police stuff.
That's interesting. When did Edgy get so much influence?
Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything.
By the way, what happened to your knife?
Oh, y'all mean this'n?
I don't know what to say. I've
So
been
you knocked Officer Meekins out and...
managed to escape. So you did your research beforehand.
Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long.
Don't call me that.
I didn't think it would make much a difference, though. Security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there.
Hastily and poorly.
Yep.
What was Officer Meekins doing that time?
What else? He was sleeping like a baby.
A baby with a
So
bleeding
what you're
hand.
saying is, on that day,
There wasn't any murder in the evidence room of 515. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place.
what are you all blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't.
It was a bag of blood, and it popped.
What's that smell?
The blood.
Blood! Oh, right. I work in the blood bank.